Hey, ICC friends, it's your girl Xaviera. Them the Scare is now streaming on Prime Video, and I'm here to give you a spoiler-free review. Now, for the sake of transparency, I have to let you know I absolutely hated the first version of Them. Now, I need y'all to understand, I hated the first version of Them so badly that I wrote a whole blog post about it, warning other people not to watch it. I felt like it was like gratuitous trauma porn, and I felt like Little Marvin, the creator of the series, owed me 15 minutes in a dark alley. I say all that to say I was hesitant when I received the screeners for Them the Scare, just based off of my past experience. But to my surprise, I absolutely loved this series. Yes, Little Marvin. Now, before I get into the review, let me read you the official description of the series. It reads, the new story centers on LAPD homicide detective Dawn Reeve, who is assigned to a new case, the gruesome murder of a foster home mother that has left even the most hardened detectives shaken. Navigating a tumultuous time in Los Angeles with a city on the razor's edge of chaos, Dawn is determined to stop the killer. But as she draws closer to the truth, something ominous grips her and her family. Now, I think it's only right that we begin with the flower ceremony, because Deborah Ayurende deserves all the flowers. Sis deserves all her things in this life and the next for the acting clinic that she put on in this series. But it's this one right here, y'all. Luke James. Luke James put on a performance so incredible in this series as Edmund. Y'all might as well start shining off all his awards right now. This Black King broke my heart and scared the shiznit out of me all in the same breath. At the same damn time. I am so proud of him. And I expect this man to be booked and busy for the rest of his melanated life. So let's jump into the series. What I love was Little Marvin jumped right into it. There was no slow burn. There was no build up. It was like credits rolling. Let's get to it. Let's get to getting. Now, the series offers viewers two storylines that are happening simultaneously. You have Edmund's storyline that is going on, and you have Dawn's storyline that's going on. But at some point, the storylines connect so seamlessly. Like, Little Marvin, you did this. This wasn't your typical horror film with jump scares and killings that are super gruesome. Now, don't get me wrong, it has some of that. But Them the Scare was cerebral. Like, they got into my mental. The series also addresses the real life horrors Black people faced in the late 80s and early 90s in Los Angeles. Police brutality, blatant racism, systemic racism, mental health, and the foster care system, and how so many children are abused and slip through the cracks. You have Detective Dawn Reeve, who is a Black woman on the LAPD during the time that Rodney King was brutally beaten in front of the whole world. You see the complexities of her occupation as a Black woman on the LAPD who is trying to make a change in her community. Meanwhile, her community is looking at her like, you a pig. Then on top of that, she's going to work every day dealing with the blue wall that don't let Black women behind it. But don't get it twisted for 1 second, baby. Dawn is strong. She's a beautiful Black queen. She's a mother. She's a daughter. She's a lover. She's all the things in this series. Now, from the moment Luke James appears on screen as Edmund, you know something ain't right. I'm talking about the screws is loose. The wall clock only got one hand. Baby, he a sandwich with one piece of bread. But his character serves a purpose. And the purpose is to remind us that hurt people hurt people. This is a man who wanted nothing more than to be loved and cared for, to be understood and embraced. And throughout the series, you will see how rejection throughout his life has manifested into the man that he has become. Now, is Them the Scare scary? Hell yeah! Ciao! If you live alone, I do not recommend watching this series at night. If you don't live alone, I do not recommend watching this series at night. I watched this series on Monday, and it's taken me a few days to gather my thoughts and reconcile what I've watched. I also want to give Little Marvin credit for how beautifully He tied in this series to the original Them. But just as I was on the verge to give this series a 10 out of 10, absolutely recommend, the very last scene of the series pissed me off. But I definitely encourage you to check out the series this weekend. Overall, Them the Scare is a fantastic horror series. I also want to give a chef's kiss to the music director who set the mood throughout the entire series. Shout out to the amazing writers. If you decide to check out the series, be sure to come back and let me know your thoughts because I would love to hear what you think. You can also get the full scoop and watch the trailer for Them the Scare on icecreamconvos.com. Have a great day. Bye.